live from the studios of Real Life Matters with your incredible host, DBoss, as she brings you entertainment, fashion, music, and interviews right here live at Real Life Matters. And here we go. Sit back and relax, cause we good to go. And we about to hit you off with the TV show. And we keeping it live, and we keep it brand new. And now we about to hit you with the interview. Yeah, we keeping it real, and we put it on the platter. What we talking about? Real Life Matters. Certified, never taking a loss. And here's your host, DBoss.
Welcome, everybody, to another great episode of Real Life Matters. And of course, I am your host, DBoss, and I want to wish everybody happy holidays and everything else for in here, so that we can actually, I hope everybody's made their list already, because you need to make your list in order to make sure that everything in your life goes right. Some people make it out in December, and some people make it out in January, which is more, I find it's more effective, because then you kind of know what you want. You already crossed over into the new year, so it's good for everybody to actually know what's going on, how they're going, how everything's going, and in their new year. And I hope everybody's still continuing to do their laughing tips, because the laughing tips helps a lot. And it helps you with reduce the blood pressure, of course, your abs. But if you have a little bit more on your abs, I suggest that people don't do it at that time. Maybe they have a little more abs than others. So we just want to make sure that everybody's doing what they need to be doing. But today we got somebody special here for you, and we're gonna find out all about him, what he does, what he's doing, what he wished that he did before that he knows now, also all those goody stuff. So we're gonna get right into it with RASUN.
There we go. Yeah, that's good. How's everyone doing? Nice to meet you. Thanks for having me on the show. It's a blessing and an honor.
Yes, and I'm quite excited to hear you too on in here, and you. So here at Real Life Matters, we like to know where everybody comes from and what's their cultural background.
Okay, so it's hard to say where I come from. From high school years, I did grow up in California in the Bay Area, but I lived in multiple states and multiple countries before I was like 11 years old, because my father was a musician. So I kind of grew up on tour, traveling everywhere. And then I grew up with, Jamaican culture as a background, although neither my mother or father were originally from Jamaica, but they met in Kingston, Jamaica. My father lived there for many years, and my mother as well. So my father had a reggae band named Strictly Roots. It was very popular on the West Coast in California. And I grew up playing drums for his band. And so, I grew up in the music, I grew up in the culture. And that's how it brought me to this, all these years later.
Okay. All right. So when did you know that you wanted to be a musician, an entertainer? Like, when did you know? Did somebody in your family was it?
It was just the family business and what I knew. I started playing so young that I actually don't remember the first time I ever played. I just remember, people would come over to our house and my father would tell me to play for them. And I was really small kid, and I was really young. I was probably 4 years old or less. And I just remember people gathering in the living room and them saying, play for them. And I would go play drums. And everyone thought it was amazing because I couldn't even reach the pedals, I had to stand up and play. Yeah.
Well, most of the people that they learn from young, they have to stand up and play the drums. Yeah. Can't reach. But it's a harder thing because you actually have to stand up. So, and then you have to keep the beat and then your feet. And You got to try to do what you have to do, but you get well, you make it through and stuff
Right.
like that. So,
Yeah.
so what other type of instruments do you play
Well,
besides?
I just grew up playing the drums, but then before I had the opportunity to play for my father, I was playing for an artist named Nicodemus, and as a legendary Jamaican dancehall artist, and it was my good friend, and I was honored to be playing for him. Me and my brother were both playing for him very young. And so I was influenced by like Nicodemus and Supercat and all of the dancehall things early, and then of course Shaba and everything that was happening. So I just started like having little flow verses. I wasn't really a singer or an artist like that. I was the drummer for the band, but everyone liked it. So I started having a couple of verses on a couple songs. Then I wrote some songs, and then they added those to the set, and it just kind of evolved. And I started to be a drummer and an artist, but even still, I wasn't an artist because my father. It was his band. I really had to become an artist after my father passed away. His group asked me to take over for him and sing for his group, which I remember it seemed like an impossible task at the moment. Like, how could I ever do this? But I did. And that's where the journey of becoming an artist really started. Yeah.
Okay, and how did you come up with the name Raw Sun?
That's my birth certificate. Could thank my father for that. Yeah, that's my real name.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's your name. Okay, well, we always have to ask because you never know, if
of course,
somebody
of
if it's
course.
a real name or not. But
Yeah,
that's pretty privileged to have. That's such a good name, and it's a good stage name, and it's excellent for you, to present yourself like that. So that's
thank you. My
yeah.
father
All
told
right.
me
So
that my father told me that he couldn't find a name for me. And as Rasta kids, all the children are Ras. My brother's Ras Dan, my sister's Ras Natala. So he said he just called me son. So then he's like, well, he has to be Ras son, and then that's how the name came. Yeah.
all right. So previously, you just mentioned that you work with reggae dancehall artist Nicodemus. So who else have you worked with?
Well, Nicodemus, I was just a kid. Nicodemus walked into a show we were performing in Berkeley, California. Me and my brother had a little three-piece band, and we would get the opportunity to open up for our father's band on some shows. And we were doing sound check, and Nicodemus just walked on stage, and he was like, "Yo, who are you? Where do you come from? You have to play for me." And I was like, "Well, you gonna have to talk to my dad about that, because I think I was probably like 13 or 14. So he did. He spoke to our father, and him and our father was known each other and was friends, and so that's how that happened. But as far as other people I've worked with, well, throughout the years as an artist, I've worked with many artists like Beanie Man. Me and Beanie Man have done a song together. Worked with originally like Digital Underground, Shock G, and Money B. Um, Hawaiian side, I've done songs with one of their most beloved artists who recently passed away, Fiji. God rest his soul. Um, and I mean, even like mainstream groups like OAR. I did a song with OAR. Um, there's so many more to mention that it's crazy because I've done a lot of songs with a lot of people. Sometimes I've done songs that the song will come on and I don't even remember that I'm on the song, and then my verse will come in and I'll be like, "Whoa, I'm on this song. I forgot about that." Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. So if you had the opportunity to do a collaboration with somebody who you haven't done a collaboration with, who would you like to do it with? And you got three.
Billie Eilish, where you at? I'm just, um, yeah. Maybe let's think here. Three. Omalay. I love Omalay. It's an African artist, and I'm a big fan. Yeah. Um, and then let's see. I said Billie Eilish. I said Omalay. Let's just. I mean, might as well take it to the top. We're
I'll give
just
you two more. I'll give you. You
You
can
give
get
me
two
two
more.
more.
So
All right, two more. Let's see here. I have to think good enough because I don't want this no one, but at the same time, I'm calling them out. You know what I mean? Let's see here. You that speak like, I mean, maybe Sade or something. You know that would be insane.
wow.
Yeah, I love Sade, of course. And then, seeing as we're just calling out the stars, them they should just ring up my phone. Like maybe Justin Bieber should just call me, like, "Yo, Rasun, I have a verse on this record for you. You'll be perfect." I'm really just having fun with it, but I'm really I love. Okay, right now. Why can we even talk about artists and not talk about Vibes Cartel? So yeah, definitely Vibes Cartel. That would be insane. Yeah.
Well, here you never know because a lot of people have, mentioned who they want to work for, and so other people have reached out to them for my show. So that's why I asked you because they do listen. So, are you open to any other genres or root of music? It's just only reggae you do, or are you open to like, because a lot of reggae artists and are going to do soca and calypso, reggaeton, Afro
Well,
beats. So, are you open to everything?
I'm open to everything, but it's actually it's nice that you asked that question, because for people who don't listen to reggae, they hear what we do and they're like, oh, it's like reggae. It's kind of like reggae. And then a lot of people who are deep into reggae, they listen to what we do and they be like, yo, that's not reggae because it's really it's really not fully reggae. There's like R&B influences, hip hop influences. We grew up here in the States, so we were influenced by the takeover of rap and R&B and Motown and all of the American things that is a little different than maybe if it was from somewhere else. So our music is very it's very much a mashup of everything. You know what I mean? A lot of people say, oh, it's really R&B and it's really kind of, there's a little dance hall in there because I'm not a singer. I'm more like a sing J. I kind of flow and I kind of use melody, but I'm not like a R&B singer by any means. But those melodies and those flavors and everything do come through in our music at the same time.
Okay. So, in your career now, because you've been doing this a while, so what would you do now if you knew it back then when you started? What's something that you would wanted to know?
Be humble.
Yeah.
Listen more than you speak. And you know when someone has what you think is a bad idea, maybe slow down and pay attention and try to see what they see, because when you're young and you're excited and you're having success and you're making a lot of money, it's easy to think that your way is the best way and the only way and that's the right way. And yeah, unfortunately, that's not reality. you know, you need to
Yeah.
have good people around you. You got to believe in them as they chose to believe in you. And you got to be open minded and you got to be humble. Stay humble. Be grateful. Be thankful. A lot of people want to do this. A lot of people would do anything to be in the position to make music, let alone make music for a living. And it's a great honor and it's very important to be grateful and be humble about it all.
And that's important that you said that because a lot of people don't get that opportunity, or maybe they had an opportunity for what some of the mature, veteran, legendary artists to come and tell them something, but a lot of them they just wouldn't listen. So a lot of them don't want to show or don't want to pass down anything because sometimes the artists, oh, you know what, I don't want to do it. I'm
Right.
doing it this way. You don't know, and they're telling you because they've already been through that already.
Yeah, that's real. Yeah.
Yeah. And then another thing too that's important is your music rights. A lot of people don't know their music and management and stuff like that also.
Well, you know what I would
And
say
when
to
the
anyone?
money cuts,
What, what I would say to anyone as an artist, and this is a fine line to walk, it's difficult for anyone and everyone in the business of music. But what I would say is like, don't pay attention too much to that. Focus on the music. That's your That's your lane. That's where you belong. If you believe in what you're doing, the music is always the answer to all your problems. You make the music right, you continue to make the music right, and everything else will fall in place. If you focus too much on the business or on your music rights or contracts or negotiations or things of that nature, you will, you will inevitably get distracted from what you should be doing. And that's giving your heart and your soul and your energy to your next song, to your next performance, to your next piece of work in this. So focus on the music. It is truly the answer.
Okay. All
That's
right.
that's
So,
what I believe.
well, this is Rason. So, you know what I mean? This is you. So, okay. So, what song, when you're performing, what song do you like to perform?
Um, I love to perform all these songs. I mean,
But no,
I've
but
mastered.
there must be
Well,
one song that
I
you
guess it
really like.
depends on it. It depends on where in the world you are, because everything takes set in a different way. Like if I'm in Costa Rica, they like Through It All. That's their favorite song. So when that song plays, it's crazy. So that's like the hit there. And then, if I'm in other places, it's probably Hard to Walk Away because that's a big song. And then certain places is like Crazy World is another one that people request and are always excited to see. And then like different, like if you in California, Off My Mind is probably what everyone's gonna get excited about because every song just kind of takes set in a different part of the world, and we've been lucky that way where we got different songs in different places that have gained some popularity.
All right. And so, what's the craziest thing that a fan has ever done to you?
Pass out in the front row and have to be taken out on a stretcher. And that scared me. I was so worried about her. I went and checked on her after the performance in the hospital, and she was okay. But that actually happened, and it was insane. I couldn't believe it.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you came off the stage and everything, or you just stopped?
No, I couldn't. I mean, I was performing at the Waikiki Shell in Honolulu, and it was a
Okay.
sold out concert. That's like a stadium venue. And I was performing, and like she was crying in the front row, and I reached down and I touched her hand, and she just passed out. And they just came in with the ambulance and the like EMTs on the stretcher, and they took her out. So as soon as the performance was over, first thing was like, "Yo, is she okay? Where's she at?" But she was okay. She probably just had a, I guess, overwhelming uh sense
Experience
of
with you.
emotion. But yeah, that was crazy. Mm.
That had to be crazy.
Yeah.
Imagine, I just can picture it. You're on the stage and this person you reached out, and next note she passes out. It's like, what did I
Whoa.
do?
I was like, whoa, that didn't just happen. Yeah, yeah.
All right. So when you're on the stage and you're performing, what would be going through your mind
But
when you're performing?
when I'm performing, I'm not trying to be thinking. I'm just trying to feel my way through it. Feel the music, feel the energy of the crowd, just feel my way. So I won't probably thinking much during the performance. As I'm walking on stage, it's kind of the same energy as I'm about to record something in the studio. The mic is on. It's time to go. I'll just say something to myself like, give thanks and praise, and Jah give me the strength to do this proper and represent and be strong and be powerful and be humble and just do my thing. You know what I mean? But it's always a little blessing and prayer for the gift every time that you do it.
Okay. So people are going to hear some of his music now. And so tell us about, let me see, which is your newest one? Because I'm not going to play that first.
Which ones you got there? I don't know if you got any of our
I
newest
got,
ones.
the love the way you do it. Do I do? Love you the way I do. Oh, the love
Yeah.
you the way I do.
That's
That's too many
I think
syllables. But
that's the oldest one of the three, but that one's
okay,
the popular one. And then you probably have if our people sent these over to you, you probably have Crazy World and Hard to Walk Away. Am I
yes,
correct?
correct, correct.
All right.
Okay, so I guess I'll start with the first one. So tell us about "Love You the Way I Do."
Love You the Way I Do was a song that
Yes,
me
tell
and
us
my
about the
brother, yeah, that's a song that me and my brother recorded in a tiny little apartment in Miami. And we were going through some hard times. We'd been off of the label and we were back on our own again. And we knew we needed to do something that was special. And we wrote the song and recorded it. And sure enough, it worked. It caught us a new buzz and it kind of reignited the next chapter of our careers at that time. This song is Love You the Way I Do, recorded and conceptualized in Miami. And you can feel that vibe in it.
Okay. Well, we're gonna hear this one right now. We're gonna hear. You could sing with it if you want, whatever you want to
All right, cool.
do. Just one moment. From the beginning it was touch and go. I told you I need you, but you kept telling me no still. It's you, I need you by my side. Girl, you came and changed my life. It was like a vision when I met you, and I knew that you were special, and I knew that you was meant to be my girl. It was like a life lesson, none less than a blessing. Girl, you came and opened my eyes. It was like a real life dream. Deja vu, something that I've seen. You feel it too, so I know you know what I mean. So now that you're a part of my life, baby girl, we'll be together till the end of time. So just like the wind that blows, sometimes that's just the way things go. So I'ma do the best that I can. I'ma try and be a better man, baby girl. And just like the sun that shines, one thing's for sure, I'ma take my time. I know it will be just fine, cause no one can love you the way that I do, girl. When you in trouble, I'll be there every time. There ain't nothing that I wouldn't do just to make you smile. It's the way you make me feel when I look into your eyes. So together, me and you can reach for the sky, girl. Yeah, do everything I ever hoped for and more. I give you everything that I have, that's for sure. So know that me and you together. Let's make this last forever. With a word for you, I pray. I mean what I say. I feel so far away. Got you like a dream come true every day with you. That's why I'm giving you my all. So listen, just like the wind that blows. Sometimes that's just the way things go. So I'ma do the best that I can. I'ma try to be a better man, baby girl. And just like the sun that shines, one thing's for sure, I'ma take my time. I know it will be just fine, cause no one can love you the way that I do, girl. Woo! That's so
All
good.
right. Thank you. I seen you was vibing to it. I could tell. Yeah.
This is real life matters. You have to do these things, you know.
Yeah. Of
I
course.
love the sound of your voice. You know, it sounds so, it's that it's real, it's authentic, and you're just hearing your real voice come through. And I guess people must at first, if they didn't hear your voice, oh, it sounds a bit raspy, but that's you,
Yeah,
you know?
that's me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to
Well,
grow
like wait,
into that.
you had to you had to grow into it. Where
It was
Rihanna
an
was into it.
adjustment because I was recording records so young that early in my career, I just sounded like a little kid. You know what I mean? I was 15, 14. And even into my late teens, 20 years old, I still was like, oh gosh, my voice just sounds so thin. And I was like, but then like I was into my career now, and it's like I'm 25, 26, 27. I got a record deal, I'm touring, and all of a sudden my voice started changing. And at first, everyone panicked. They're like, yo, Rasun, you don't sound like you no more. Your voice is changing. And even me, I was like, man, it's changing, but I don't know what to do. I'm just growing up, you know what I mean? And then as it turned out, I just learned how to work with it, and I understood that it's what God gave me, and I adjusted. And as crazy as it is, it became my signature. It's why I still have a career. It's what made everything happen and possible, because I just grew into this voice that was like pretty unique. And I meet people on the street and they hear me talking. They're like, bro, you should sing or something. Like, maybe you should do radio. I'm like, yeah, man. I'll think
Yeah.
about that, Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you can't do a prank call. I get that with my voice also. You can't. Everybody will know it's you.
yeah,
So
for sure. No question.
all right. Okay. So tell us about Hard to Walk Away.
Okay, hard to walk away. That's an incredible story because that's TJ Records, and TJ Records is legend, pioneer, one of the most talented Jamaican producers of all times. People know him from all of the work that he's done for Vibes Cartel and numerous other things. But I got the opportunity to be on that rhythm. I got a phone call from Super Dupes, and Super Dupes is also one of the most prolific Jamaican producers of all times. And I'd met Super Dupes in a studio in Miami, and he took my phone number and said he would like to do something together. And one morning he just called my phone and he sent me that instrumental, and he was like, yo, this is TJ, and it's going to be a big rhythm. You should write a song to it. So that was about 10 o'clock in the morning. I turned on the mic and I worked for 24 hours straight, me and my brother. And 10 o'clock the very next morning, we sent them that song. And when I called, it was Super Dupes that I called because he's the one who made the link for me. And he was like, yo, Rasun, take your time, G. You don't have to be in a hurry. This is gonna be a big rhythm. It's very important. There's no hurry. I was like, yo, the song is nice. I wrote this song. You listen it. If you want me to change it, if anything is not to your liking, you let me know. And they called me back on conference, and he was like, yo, this is a hit. This is a great song. And it was really like, at that time, it was the biggest opportunity ever because we had so much respect for Super Dupes, and then got exposed to who TJ was and started to learn about it all. And yeah, Hard to Walk Away was a song we wrote in 24 hours, and we sent it to them. It made the rhythm, which, is big. There was all kinds of stars on there. If you know Living Love Rhythm, there was Egyptian and High Octane, and J Boog was on that rhythm, and Taurus Riley. There was a lot of big stars on there. So we were kind of like, the wild card. We were the unknown ones. No one really knew us like that to the level of those other artists. And yeah, that's how it happened. And
All
then the
right. Well,
rhythm
here we
came
go.
out, and boom, it hit. Yeah.
And it's still hitting, as according to you. It's still hitting, right?
Oh, it's bigger now than it was when it came out. It took a life on TikTok, and it just spread across Africa. And yeah, the song is bigger now than ever. It just keeps growing. It's insane.
Well, people, here we go. Hard to Walk Away. Come on.
All
Here we go.
right.
Great. You can talk. You can laugh. This is you. All right.
We say Hard to Walk Away. Yo, big up TJ Records, big up Super Dupes, big up the whole family. Yeah.
Okay.
It's so hard to walk away. Yeah, it's Rasun. I didn't wanna give up, never on the love that we had, but everything happened so fast. Didn't wanna let you go, but now I know I just can't live in the past. I remember how she was back then. In another life, I never thought that it would ever end. Remember how it used to be before things changed. She was like an angel to me. That's why it's so hard to walk away. I know it's right, but it feels so wrong till for you, no matter what. After all this time, it's so hard to say goodbye. I hope you remember the good times and it makes you smile. Cause some things never change. I never meant to do you wrong or treat you bad. I gave you everything that I had. I never meant to break your heart and make you cry. I know you'll be just fine. Sometimes you don't know what you have till it's gone. And it is what it is. I never lied, you know I tried. Still it hurts for me to say that it's so hard to walk away. I know it's right, but it feels so wrong. Still I wish the best for you, no matter what. After all this time, it's so hard to say goodbye. I hope you remember the good times and it makes you smile. Cause some things never change. I never stop loving you, and I know that you love me too. After everything we done and what we've been through, we lost something we can't get back. I wish you don't want to be that. Cause I remember how it was back then. In another life, I never thought that it would ever end. Remember how it used to be before things changed. She was like an angel for me. That's why it's so hard to walk away. I know it's right, but it feels so wrong. Still, I wish the best for you, no matter what. After all this time, it's so hard to say goodbye. I hope you remember the good times and it makes you smile. Cause some things never change. It's so hard.
Woo!
Thank you. Yes.
Woo! That's so real. That's so authentic. You know, with people that's speaking to you right there.
Thank you. Yeah, that one was from the heart,
I
definitely.
say that after I come off. When I finish this,
All
I'm
right.
gonna play it.
Nice.
All right. So tell us about Crazy World.
Crazy World was a song that we had a little break. We was going through a lot, and we hadn't had the opportunity to be in the studio for had been a couple of years. And that's like us not being in the studio is like a fish not being in water. I don't even know how we survived that long. We was just really you know, music and life and your career and everything you go through has its phases and times and places. And we was just had an opportunity to be in the studio again for the first time after a little hiatus and a lot of struggles. And that was just a feeling that I was feeling. We put it up we started working on a track. And yeah, that's the vibe that came across and it turned into what is Crazy World. Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Crazy World, people. I can't wait.
Do you remember when we was young? When we would sit and talk about our dreams, places we wanna go, and everything we hope to be. Do you remember those days? I know you think about it now and then. Who we are, where we're from, where it began. It's something that I need you to know. Something you shouldn't ever let go. I hope you find what you're searching for in this crazy world. I know I'm not what you need anymore. I'll always remember what we've been through, yeah. So I've got to move on. Take it one day at a time. Do the best with what we have and leave the rest behind. We could sit and reminisce about the past. Life moves fast. Nothing will ever take the pain away. So don't cry no more. You got everything you need. Now don't cry for me. I know that nothing in this life comes free. I hope you find what you're searching for in this crazy world. I know I'm not what you need anymore. I'll always remember what we've been through Yeah, so I've got to move on.
Woo! Mystic vibe.
Most definitely. Thank you.
Mystic
Thank you.
vibe. All right. All right. So what are you working on now? Like what's your
Oh,
next thing?
right now, if you can see around me a little bit, I'm in the rehearsal studio with my brother, and we're getting this show together that
Oh,
we're bringing to New York. Next week, we perform Thursday, the 22nd in Mount Kisco, Friday, the 23rd in Brooklyn, and Saturday, the 24th in Manhattan. So we're really
okay.
excited about that. I'm going to come put on a great show for the people, you know?
Well, you better put on it. It's New York, and New York's your biggest critic. You know what I mean?
That's good. That's good. I think it's our biggest fans too, because we got a lot of international fans, and New York is the spot where they be. So, yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect. Yeah.
All right. So when you're writing your music and you know you're putting together stuff, where do you do that? Are you in the studio? You're sitting on the back of the couch, having a drink, having a smoke, whatever you're doing. Where do you come up with your music,
Well,
your
that depends
creativity?
on the time and place and opportunity. But the way that we get down, it could be in the studio. It could be in the closet. It could be in the bedroom. It could be in the van. It could be wherever. If when we get a vibe going, we're just like, yo, where we can plug in the mic. You know what I mean? So we just gonna get it wherever we at. That's what we have to do. I don't actually write music on paper. I just
Okay.
visualize and try feel my way through something. So never written
What?
any of these songs down. So I just be like, I hear the track and I kind of hum a melody, and then I start try let the melody lead the story and tell its own story. You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's such a talent to have because you know some people have to write it and then figure it out, but you're just
They say that,
going with.
but you know, when I got writer's block and I'm younger and I'm trying to figure out how to get the next song out, they tell me, yo, you have to just write it down on paper. That's what's holding you back. So I try it and I write it down on paper, and then it just sounds stiff. It doesn't sound natural anymore. And I'm looking at this paper and I'm like, nah, this ain't gonna work for me. I'm gonna have to just keep vibing this, you know what I mean? So yeah.
So you get up in the middle of the night, so you have your phone near in case you say something when you're dreaming. Because a lot of people they get these things and then they forget. I'll do it in the morning and then they can't remember.
You know, I hear that a lot of people do that, and I got mad respect for
Yeah,
that. I appreciate it, but I'm not really like that way. I don't really think about a song or music until it's time to work, and then I'm like, okay, we working today, or we in the studio, or we're about to go in and work on something, and then I try and like clear my mind and not have things I thought of before, other things that would be in the way. I'm just like, all right, we gonna write a song today. We build up a track. My brother start working on something. My next thing you know, the vibe is flowing, and I'm like, yo, I got a melody, and he's like, yo, turn on the mic, put that down, and then we just build. Yeah.
okay. So I know this is gonna be a little difficult question, but when you transition on, what would you like to leave with the people to remember you for?
I'm gonna make a joke right now. It's like Mike Tyson said, "What's it matter? You're dead." No, I'm just kidding. When I saw Mike Tyson say that, I was like, "Damn, gee, that's a cold. That's cold." But no, no. Um, no, I mean, in reality, I remember what music made me feel like as a kid. The music I really loved, the music that really meant something to me. And when I was a little kid, I remember thinking, man, if I could someday do that, if I could ever just be one inkling of that, then I'll have been successful in my life. And I feel like that's I just want someone to listen to the song and to make them feel a way and make them bring them some joy, it bring them some hope. Maybe it remind them of a loved one and make them feel sad. Maybe it make them smile. Whatever it is, it make you feel something. And if there's anything that everything I've sacrificed and everything I've been doing this music, if it's all worth something, if it makes someone feel something, then it's all worth something. Yeah.
All right. Okay, that's good. So are you working on any other tracks?
Of course, I'm always working on tracks. Them can't keep a good man down, know you mean? More music have to come. We always on something, guaranteed. Yeah, fire too. Yeah, they don't want to see we. It's a problem when we drop. Yeah.
He's too funny. All right. So you have any shout outs that you want to give to your anybody that's been with you for all the time and been helping you, stuff like that? Shout outs.
Well, first and foremost, I have to big up my own brother because this is never something I did alone. This is something we've always done together. He's helped write every one of these songs. He's produced the
Wow.
majority of everything I've ever done. Ever since our father passed away, we've never separated. We've lived together. We've worked together. We've run together. We've struggled together. And everything we do is together. So RASUN is not even like an individual. RASUN is a unit of my brother and myself, Don Juan and RASUN. We call ourselves Donra because really, he been the brains behind it the whole time. I just been in artist development. So my brother is the genius behind all of this great work. And then, to all the musicians and, of course, our father and all the musicians that played with and for our father that we grew up with, to all the musicians who influenced us and helped guide us in a good direction, to be humble and to be positive and to work hard, to make sacrifices, there's all that. Yeah, to big up all of them.
All right. Okay. So do you have what people want to book you and they want you to come to their city and stuff. So what's your social medias and who's the person that they have to contact to book you?
My Cash App is at RASUN Music. Just dump 100,000 in there and I'm on my way instantly. No, I'm joking. We got everything set up. You can find us on most socials at RASUN Music or at RASUN. Our booking information is rasunbooking@gmail.com. If you put in a professional inquiry there, someone will reach out to you in response. And we ain't too hard to find, thankfully, thanks to the modern world of social media and connectivity. So we can find us, yeah.
Well, I would welcome you to come back when you got some other music, RASUN. So,
Thank
it's
you.
going to be
I love
interesting.
to. Yeah.
Yes, it was your music is real, it's authentic, and you could feel it, and you could feel that you love what you're doing because you could see it in your demeanor, and what you're doing. And I loved your voice. So, I want you to come back.
I would be honored anytime you can. I would love to come and do this again with you anytime. It's been a pleasure.
Okay. All right. So, everybody, I'm sorry. That's it with the journey with RASUN. And you guys go follow him, stream the music, pay for the streams, because that's how the artists and them get into these, the Grammys and the Junos and all the different, the Globes, this is how they get in. If you guys don't go and stream the music, just don't like it, make a comment also, say what you like. Because, I'm pretty sure that RASUN or somebody on his management team or somebody will respond to you and they will, like and say, thank you so much for that response. So I always, tell people to go out there, just don't, pay if you guys have it on the streaming, pay for it, just so that they can get good rating, because you don't want them to be an artist that's very good and they're underrated because you guys don't go out there and do your due diligence. So I just ask everybody to do that.
Thank you. And it's the boss, right? The boss. Big up the boss. Real life matters. Y'all already know what it is. Stream it, send it, share it, put it out to the world. Yes.
Okay. All right. So good night, everybody. Bye for now.
All right. One love.
One love.
All right, join us next time at Real Life Matters with your host DBoss as she bring you some more entertainment, fashion, music, and interviews right here on Real Life Matters. We got to go. Okay, that's it, we got to go. And we just hit you off with a TV show. And we kept it hot, and we kept it brand new. And we just hit you off with an interview. And we kept it real, and we put it on the platter. Talking about that real life matters. Certified, never taking a loss. And that was your host, DBoss.